What's going on, everybody? As we know, Star Wars The Last Jedi is just around the corner. In fact, it comes out tomorrow, I believe, in most places. And this is going to be a very different kind of video. There's not going to be any jump cuts, so if I screw up, that's on me. But considering Star Wars The Last Jedi it's close, I figure I'd take some time, along with somebody else, to explain what Star Wars means to us. Now, first of all, this person isn't live with us like many of the collaborations I've done with Zach Pope, but I have asked Mr. Adam Daly from Almost Sideways to pre-record what Star Wars means to him and send it to me, and I would put it into this video. And thank you to Mr. Adam Daly if you're watching. You rock, and any of you who haven't subscribed to his channel, you really should. He's got a lot of great content over there. But if I'm obviously from all the collaborations and reviews and other stuff I have done about Star Wars, be it canon novels, be it Star Wars Rebels, or be it the collaborations I've done with Durbania, obviously I am in love with Star Wars. Honestly, to tell you the truth, one of my first memories, besides watching The Wizard of Oz and the BBC America Pride and Prejudice, was sitting down and watching Star Wars with my family as an annual thing, and we still do it to this day. Star Wars has such a close place in my heart, as I'm sure it does with all of you. I mean, the first time I saw Luke Skywalker ignite the lightsaber when Obi-Wan was telling him about his father, was telling him about Darth Vader, it brought such joy to my heart. And to tell you the truth, even now, whenever I watch that scene, I can't help but smile and have tears strewn down my face. Now, if you guys have been watching any of the collaborations I have done with Durban from Durbania, you know by the end of those videos, I get really emotional about this. And it's not just the fact that Star Wars is a fantastic space opera. It's not just that it's a fantastic set of movies that you can watch with your family and get something out of every single year. It's the Star Wars community. It's the fact that what George Lucas did, creating something so beautiful that it extends out to so many different people. We got the movies. Then people started creating different books. We got Timothy Zahn and his Heir to the Empire series. All of this stuff, be it the canon novels, be it the movies, has brought so many people together in such a vast quantity that every single year, whenever Star Wars is brought up, considering now we have the premiere of new Star Wars films every single year, it's an event. And the reason why it's an event is because of what it means. It's the people you get to meet. It's the things you get to do. It's everything that surrounds the universe of Star Wars is something so breathtakingly brilliant and loving that I can't help but look at myself and say, you know, the best thing that I can do, I haven't created Star Wars, I haven't created the Star Wars movies or Star Wars canon. The best thing I can do is make sure that this community, this Star Wars community, keeps going strong. That I meet with as many people as I can, that I impact as many people as I can, so they can learn about Star Wars, so they can understand Star Wars, so we can grow closer, not only as a community, but as a Star Wars family. What George Lucas did is something so brilliant, so magnificent. It's not just create something that it's extremely entertaining. It is create something that has brought people together in celebration every year, has brought people together in family. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I see the outside world, sometimes it's daunting. You know, with all the political BS that we've got going on, without all the other crap that we've got to deal with when we look around the world and say, wow, our world is terrible and our life sucks. Isn't it grand? What Star Wars does is it breaks down the walls. It takes down that sense of hate, that sense of tyranny, and that sense of people despising each other. You just look at this past year with the 40th celebration of Star Wars. Prequelists, and people who love the original trilogy alike came together in such love and friendship that all of the hatred, all of the despise that we have for each other, it just went away. It brought us together and made all the crap, all the nonsense, everything go away. And we got to remember such a remarkable person as Carrie Fisher and what she offered the world. So Star Wars, if I'm going to break down what it truly means to me, Star Wars is family. Star Wars is community. Star Wars is not being afraid of what's before you, but believing in yourself enough to go out and do what is on your mind. Whatever you may want to do. If it seems impossible, it will not stay that way. Just stay driven and you can do it. Honestly, guys, if it wasn't for Star Wars, if it wasn't for YouTube, I don't know if I would have met some of the most fantastic people I've ever met. I don't know if I would have met Adam Daly or Durbania or Zach Pope or any of them. Guys, Star Wars is so phenomenal. And if you don't know about Star Wars, I highly recommend starting looking into it and getting started with it, because it is something truly special, and it is something that can bring us all together in friendship, in family, in love. But I've probably talked enough, so I've said my thoughts. Now, like I said, I have a recording of Adam. He's not here with us today, but I'll say it anyways. Adam, what do you think of Star Wars?
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Adam Daly of Almost Sideways. I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, and ranking videos. And I want to give a huge shout out to my evolution brother, Cody Curtis. Thank you so much for having me on your channel. And I'm looking forward to doing more videos like this, but actually in person in the near future. But what does Star Wars mean to me? Well, Star Wars has been there since I was 5 years old. On my birthday that year, I received a set of VHS tapes from my parents. And at the time, I didn't have any idea the impact it would have on my life. What I only saw at that moment was this weird guy in a black mask, some weird troopers in a white mask, a weird green guy with some pointy ears, and some really cool like laser swords and some really interesting images on the VHS boxes. But as I popped that first VHS tape into the cassette player, I got sucked into the galaxy far, far away. I just fell in love with the characters, Luke, Leia, and Han Solo, the trinity of the Star Wars universe, as well as the walking carpet himself, Chewbacca, with the greatest villain of all time, Darth Vader. And when I first saw A New Hope and you see that Corellian ship fly overhead and just that big Star Destroyer chasing after it, it was pretty intimidating. And the first time you see Darth Vader come on screen, I was scared to death. I was like, oh my goodness, who is this guy? This is pretty intense. And I got more into the stories, and I absolutely loved them. And when the credits rolled for A New Hope, I immediately wanted to put in Empire Strikes Back, but unfortunately, my mom told me I had to go to bed. So, that killed that dream for that night. So I couldn't wait to come home from school the next day to pop in Empire Strikes Back with my family and get back into the galaxy far, far away, because I absolutely fell in love with it. And I did that for Return of the Jedi, and then I wanted to rewatch it immediately after. I started collecting some of the figures because I just absolutely love Star Wars. My very first figure was a Han Solo in a Stormtrooper outfit. I got that from a box of Fruit Loops, actually, when I was a kid, and I still have those figures today. As I collected more and more figures growing up, I started reenacting the movies with them, and then when I got a little bit older in junior high, I kind of didn't watch Star Wars for a little bit, even though I really loved them. I started getting to the books and the video games. I started learning those stories and falling in love with characters and really getting interested in some other characters like Dash Rendar from Shadows of the Empire, as well as Exar Kun, one of my favorite evil Sith Lords as well. Just the expanded universe, or the legend stories now, are so vast. There's so many awesome stories to get into that you can just fall in love with. And when I got a little older and I started appreciating the films more, when I was younger I didn't like Empire Strikes Back, but then as I started watching them and getting into the special features, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars film to date. And I just absolutely love the darker tones, the way it makes me feel, especially that twist growing up was just like this mind-boggling. I was like, what? No, that's the bad guy. He can't be Luke's father. No, that's not cool. And when I got into Star Wars, meant so much to me in high school that my friend Andrew Hilzenegger and I made a movie called Star Wars: The Dark Rival, where I play Exar Kun, the evil Sith Lord, and trying to take over the galaxy. That was a lot of fun, recreating and making our own film. Star Wars is something that means so much to so many people. It has such an amazing community, and I'm so thankful to be a part of that. You know, in Star Wars, you could be anything you want to be. And I think the most important thing for me now at this stage, I'm 28 years old and I have a daughter of my own. You know, she's 3. So when she turns 5 years old, I'm going to make Star Wars can come full circle for me. Because I want to buy her the movies. I'm going to buy her own Blu-rays of the Star Wars universe, the original trilogy. And I'm going to watch those movies with my daughter and watch her grow up to be the next Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, you know, Han Solo, heck, Fray, Anakin Skywalker, or even Darth Vader herself if she wanted to. Because in Star Wars, you could be anybody you want to in the galaxy, far, far away. And that's what Star Wars means to me, and it's ever evolving as I get older. I'm so thankful for Star Wars, and thank you, George Lucas, for creating something that tons and millions of people can get behind and support and be accepted into this amazing community. Anyway, thank you so much, Cody, for having me on your channel and letting me share my thoughts and what Star Wars means to me. And if you guys are interested, I'm having a whole Star Wars month with a bunch of different videos on my channel at Almost Sideways. Cody Curtis joins me on our top 5 Star Wars characters, so definitely head on over and check out some videos as well if you're interested. Anyway, guys, my name is Adam Daly of Almost Sideways, and I do appreciate this opportunity to share what Star Wars means to me. Until next time, may the Force be with you.